Hi everyone, my name is Anushan Annapurva Nandakumar and my ID is PA15054. And today, what am I going to present is about Islam in political institution. You would wonder what is political institution? Let me tell you. Political institution is an institution that creates, enforces and applies the laws in their country. Other than that, political institution is the organization that makes governmental or also known as policies that has to be applied on the economical and social system. Other than that, next is Islam achieve political institution also makes representative for the citizens for guide them as a leader. So the last, as a conclusion, we can say that political institution is a strategical, the recognized structure and rules that has been set by the leaders of the country for the citizens and for themselves, so that they can have a barcode, like a set standard that they have to follow. Next, I'm going to talk about the type of political institution that exists in this country. There are 4 type of political institution, which democracy, like India. You can see the example in India, because they apply total democracy in their political institution. They give the people the choice of selection, like the people choose the leaders. Then we have monarchy. Next is monarchy, which everyone here will know as queen and kings. So the country will lead the queen and the king will lead the country under their leadership. So that's monarchy. Then we have communism. Communism is more like we have to follow what the leader says. It's all about what the leader says. We can't choose our leaders. It's like that. Then we have dictatorship. Dictatorship is it's like more to military kind of leading, where it's like people. Next, let's go deep inside Islamic political institution. First, in the history, when Islam came in this one, Israel, the political institution that organized by Islam was received a lot of negative stigma, where they said where people think the leadership, the political institution in Islam was not right, where the people, the citizens of the country, Islam country, at first misunderstood the nature of politics. They thought the leaders would boycott the people in order to get the gains of this country, and they also misunderstood the position of Islam towards political institution. So what the leaders, the caliphs all came with to solve this problem, they wanted to remove the misconception regarding Islam and politics in the country. So this is to impart a sound understanding of the comprehension nature of Islam. So what they do, they formed the concept of Islam. So what is concept of Islam? My friend will explain about what is concept of Islam. Bye bye.
Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. My name is Nurada Shahirah binti Daud, PA 15009. Today, I will share with all of you about the function of political institution and the concept of Islamic political. Basically, there are many functions of political institution, but today I will share only two of it. The first one is to protect the integrity of political system from outside threat. If a country has systematic and strong political institution, the outsider won't be able to attack us. The second function is to adapt and change element of social, economic and religious system necessary for collective political goals. For example, nations consist of many religions and races. Therefore, our political system should be able to be accepted by each of nations that live in our country. Next, I will proceed to the concept of Islamic political institution. There are three things to be considered if we want to establish Islamic political institution. First one is Tawheed, which means unity of God. The second one is Risalat, which means prophethood. And the last one is Khilafat, which means Khalifah. Tawheed is, we believe that only Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala is the sustainer, creator and master of the universe and all that exists in it, whether organic or inorganic. Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala has the right to command and forbid, and His commandments are the law that we must obey when ruling a country. Next is Risalat. Risalat is the medium through which we receive the law of Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. There are two sources of Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala law, which is Al-Quran itself, and the second one is the Sunnah, which means the exemplification of Al-Quran by our Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Last but not least, Khilafat. It means representation. For example, we are Khalifah on the earth. By the power and authority given to us by Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala, we are required to rule our institution, but within the limit prescribed by Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala only. That's all from me. Thank you for hearing my video.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name Farah Nadia. Okay, I will tell about the Islamic State. Okay, the first issue after the death of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was in the fact problem of government and how to select a successor, a Khalifah, Khalid to the Prophet. Next is historical Islamic State. Given the limited nature of political stipulation in the Quran and Hadith, this system has been inspired by Islamic law, which is a Sharia, as represented in the Al-Quran and Sunnah. And before this, as we know, for Rashidun Khalid, which is from 632 until 661, and the second during the Umayyad dynasty during 661 and until 750, and the third during Abbasid, which is 749 until 1258. Last one is Osman dynasty, which is 1281 until 1922. And the Islamic political thought that did have much to say about the body politic and of course about the rulers and the government. Next is a juridical theory of the state. Abu Bakr and Umar has emphasized the aspect of a legitimacy by resorting as much as possible to the normally aspired tripartite principle of a shura, akad and bai'ah. However, shura was overlooked, then akad and bai'ah were also dropped with the establishment by the Umayyad of a hereditary semi-aristocratic monarchy. And during the Abbasid era, because of the contradiction between the legitimacy of government and the unity of the Ummah, Ahmad ibn Hanbal established a precedent by opting of unity of the community over legitimacy of government in case the two were irreconcilable. The juridical theory was on the authority of the Caliph as a political symbol and the unity of the Jama'ah as a human base. Next is a modern intellectual contribution. Hassan al-Banna. Hassan al-Banna from a moralistic and social emphasis, al-Banna began to move in a political direction and to speak in his threat of an Islamic nationalism that is far superior to any local nationalism. He admitted that politics on the foundation of Islam is at the heart of our idea. To him, Islam was everything, but belief in a form of worship, fatherland, and the nationality, the religion, and the state, spirituality and action, a book and a song. Syed Qutb, a most influential figure for contemporary political Islamic. He was arrested with other Muslim Brotherhood leaders following a major confrontation with Egyptian President Gamal Abdel Nasser in 1944 and sentenced to hard labor. He produced much of his politically relevant literature in the harsh condition of imprisonment. Inspired partly by Ibn Taymiyyah, particularly by Maududi, Qutb have this concept, a universal validity to cover all contemporary society, including Muslim ones. One is Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini from Iran. And Khomeini's most daring contribution to the modern debate on the Islamic State was his idea that the essence of such a state was not so much its compliance with religious law as it was the special quality of its leadership. An Islamic state can be established here and now, provided that its leadership come under Wilayat al-Faqih, which is a guardianship of the Islamic jurists, and the obligatoriness of Islamic government, and more particularly the requirement that then Islamic jurist should become the guardian of such a government was not based directly on the religious text, but was deduced from the logic of Islam as understood by Khomeini. Temporary Islamic state. Generally, the goal to define the proper relation between Islam and the state remains a central and unresolved question. Among the chief questions are whether or not revealed sacred text is the exclusive or principal source of political legitimacy, and whether or not government should enforce a particular religious doctrine. The event of 9/11 and the war in Iraq have strengthened Islamic movement globally, and the consequences of this identity construction lend support to the abstract idea of an Islamic state as an alternative to Western model. That's all.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurusna and I would like to talk about the characteristic of political institutions as our conclusions. So, the God is the real law, which is the God is the real lawgiver and the authority of absolute legislations vests in Him. Ini bermakna Tuhan adalah pemberi hukum yang sebenar. Next, which is the universe belongs to Almighty Allah, which means the sovereignty over the entire universe is belong to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala alone. Kedaulatan alam semesta ini adalah milik Allah sepenuhnya. Next, which is the public law, is the Quranic law. So, Islamic State cannot frame any laws against the injunctions of Quran and Sunnah. Undang-undang awam ni adalah hukum Quran. Jadi negara Islam tak boleh bendung mana-mana undang-undang yang berlandaskan Quran dan Sunnah. Next, which is the Islam give full freedom of speech and expressions to the people. Islam ni bagi kebebasan penuh ataupun hak bersuara kepada rakyat ni. Next, which is the justice on equality basis, is strongly emphasized. So there is no concept of discriminations. Judiciary should be independent of executives. Keadilan berdasarkan kesamaan sangat ditekankan. So tak ada konsep diskriminasi. Penghakiman harus bebas dari eksekutif. Okay, next, which is another example of characteristic of political institution, which is the Islamic State is a welfare state. Next, which is there should be a Majlis Shura which decides state affairs through the mutual consultations. And then, an Islamic State must be founded upon the law laid down by the God through his prophets. That's all from me. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.